Okay, no adjourn. No adjourn. You go. You go. Queen is not a cannibal. That's a shame. Hello, Meadow. Like, yo, no. Y'all are crowding me now. I have food. No, go lay down. Go chill. Go chill. I have food. No, Journey. I'm eating. You do this when I eat. That's not cool. Jordan, I love you, but you always do this when I'm eating, and that's not cool. Hoorah, let's go. All right. The little gods are made of speak with Kane Sina and the lotus stand. I don't know how I feel. Yeah, the skirt's too small. It's like, yeah, it's cute, but like, considering I'm wearing this as a dress, like I go uphill, you can see my lady bits, and I'm not. It's fine. I'll figure something out later. It's fine. Aww. It's like, oh, my gunbreaker. Aww. Aww. Double Sunday. Welcome back, honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seedseer awaits you within. Oh yeah, so I just finished beating Ramu. That's what I was able to get last night. I don't think there are any more primals. I think at this point I'm more or less on my straight shot to Heaven's Ward, because I can't remember who else there was. So yeah, I think from here on it's just a straight shot to Heaven's Ward.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramu made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Alright. That ends another daunting mission, eh, Ali? Well, excuse me. I'd hoped Lord Ramu would be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Ali? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Ida? You should have seen Maxio when we got back to Little Solus. Grateful is an understatement. I thought he was going to shake Papalimo's hand off. I fancy my presence was more help than hindrance during our troubles with Leviathan, but this time around, well, even I have my off days. You didn't... What? You didn't... None of you did anything! Twould seem that Ida's appraisal of the situation held some merits after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition. There's nothing we could do. Like, look, we knew shit was gonna go down, but like, nothing had happened yet. Man, I got taller and have an ugly staff. Anyway. Welcome back, Ali. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Leven, our learned companion has struck with profound insight regarding the nature of Asian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Asian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Asians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Asians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension.
Ascension.
The etheric readings taken by Yashtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Yashtola's readings might better be understood in the
Yashtola.
context of mine own.
It's funny,
taken
because
at the
it's like,
instant
that's
of
not
the
how
Lord
it's
of
pronounced
Levin's
later.
demise. Unlike the primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Thank you. In case you don't know.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In
No.
turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Wow, I wish I had these kinds of effects when I taught.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though
This
they may
looks really
seem to
good.
live, their flesh is but ether given shape.
The constructs. But yeah,
Thus,
this is kind
the
of interesting.
defeated
This looks
primal
pretty
leaves
good.
behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
Thinker, get
I
out
am
of the
sorry,
lesson.
my friend.
Get out of the lesson.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Asian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
They know too much. Oh. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Wall, 11. All have now been humbled by the bringer of light. The limitless potential of man. Heidel's servant grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds will ever want to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hand shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. I did it. I'm a hero. Now the matter of Vermu has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Allie. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service for the realm. To the realm. It mentions, in particular, the names of all of the defeated primals. Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, good King Mogomoth the 12th, forever may his palm glisten, Leviathan, and now Ramu. So Ifrit, Ulda, so that takes care of the main 3. Good King, Good King is Gridania, Leviathan's limbs, and yeah. So Ifrit was the only Uldar one. Okay. Needless to say, there is only one among our members. There is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Ali, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Yeah, I'm goaded on the sticks. Pray, do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such a time they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on its own. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of Little Solus, who witch not of conflict. Of the Alamegans and the Domans, who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there are the many unsung individuals who have gathered here on Revenant's Toll, honest men and women who seek to employ their skills for the good of all. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming and decent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you to unduly if I absent myself for a time. Hello, Alphinaud. Alphinaud! I take it the troubles in Uldar no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence has largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you of concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message to you from Ellie. You recall that the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing. They were found unharmed. She wishes me to pass her thanks on to you. Why, Alphinaud, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember that poor girl's name? The poor girl's name. I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Ali, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozon was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Put him on the beat. Okay, let me actually take a moment to keep eating. Alright, let's go. Alright. Alright. Small digit children. Hi, Meadow. Hi, Journey. Is this a thing where she comes over and then you all of a sudden get jealous because you think something's going down? Like, chill. Look, it's Miss Allie. She came back from her adventures. We heard you were fighting primals, and they've come from the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too. Ah, the 4 warriors of light. I never noticed that one. Anyway, we want to all be heroes too. So we finally formed our own Doman Adventures Guild to protect the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Allie? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coldnet. Did you know what Miss Allie did? Did you know that Miss Allie is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Allie. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Ornery Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltnet. What the fuck is your name again? Don't worry about it. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the art of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we're just asking Miss Allie, M-I-S-S, how do you know I'm not married? How do you know I'm not married, youngling? For all you know, I've been in a happy marriage for the past 20 years. Isn't your character like 18? Look, that's not the point. For all you know, I'm in a happy relationship. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? No, you are absolutely not. Not even close. Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Allie? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. You're gonna get your cheeks clapped. Ornery, if I didn't know any better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters is the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson. What say you, Allie? Would you consent to spar with me? Square up, scrub. You about to get your cheeks clapped. That's the smile of someone who knows that they're about to commit murder and get away with it. Hurrah! We're gonna have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them. Have faith, Coltnet. Have faith, Corket. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. That's the smile of someone who's about to commit murder and know they're going to get away with it. What happened? We were just sparring, and I guess he wasn't ready for me. Just means she was told that it's the word of that guy who was hated by the god of failure. Just lean. 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Ali. I trust you are ready to begin. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Honoré, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? That is Ali you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Ali to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. You're a paladin, not a warrior. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? Oh, hey, Ida. And to, oh yeah, Domans. Ida? What? Who are all these people? We came to watch a murder. When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Though you could thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there's still more to come. When I mentioned Ali's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. Wait, I'm not ready. Such power. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I join the fray. On your feet, Honoré. You are my biggest threat. You will be the first to die. I must admit defeat. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. Oh, that man's dead. And he's faded out of existence. That's dead. Oh no, he looks hurt. It's okay, I'm a healer. This Ali is so strong. But you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Yes, disappoint the youngling. Roar! For croquet. Yeah, he just faded away. That's death. Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to this impeccable foe. Oh, you just be like, oh, so it's just like a few, I'm now invincible. Okay. Yeah. You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible! She beat them both at the same time! Sure did. We knew you couldn't lose, Ali. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Impressive as always, Ellie. 'Tis a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of your realm at bay. Guardian of Eosia. Yes, that is the most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartonneau. No, actually the first time we met was on a cart on our way to Limsa Lamensa. And wait, no, because that was a Paladin. Like, no, because the first one I got was Paladin. So on our way to Ul'dah. Oh, you just thought I was nothing. So, just saying. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eosia. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abound, and yet the offer I saw expanded towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. It would be interesting to think about in another time, in another world, if Alphino hadn't come to Eorzea. What would the mindset of him be at that time? Would he still how would it have been for him? He is an interesting one because I absolutely could see it's interesting. He would be one that's what would have happened if he actually didn't come to Eorzea? Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for the desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. Nonplussed. Oh, you're a little butthole, ain't ya? 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to the feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Oh, you still need to do the Crystal Tower. Thank you for coming, Ellie. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. I want none of these. Determination's the only useful one. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th astral era, the leaders of the 3 nations have been deliberating over an accord to seek to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become a source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primary military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization on the authority of the antedescent. I think it's antedescent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But, as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolts, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goal of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing the precursor of the true, border-spanning grand company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the 3 leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and a discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Lamensa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Amphilia, you cool with this? With the primal threat pressingly subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphino has long been laying the groundwork for this organization of his. Excuse me. And he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray, lend him what aid you can. Alright, I guess you're cool with it. Wait, I don't need to. I can just... Fuck this, I'm teleporting. Wow, he really did have a teleporter. Hello, Journey. I'm confused as to what you are wanting. If you're wanting your ball, you're gonna have to wait. Like, you're gonna probably not get it tonight. Sorry about this. Yeah, I see. My turn. Call. This way to... Hello, Meadow. Hello to you, Meadow. How are you? Hi. How are you, Meadow? Are you doing good? Yeah, I can see your tail wag. Yeah. Ah, there you are. I am ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Lovewishland. While the Admiral and I are finalizing permissatory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who are otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. It's like, well, it is kind of like, look how fucking awesome we are. Yeah, so it's such an opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needed range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with their recruitment efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Dun 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 dun. Bum bum dum ba da dum ba dum ba bum ba bum ba da da da. Ice baby. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I was like, why would she want to do that? She's working at a restaurant. It's like, I don't know, man. This isn't like that. What's that game? I don't know, but it's that one by the people who made fucking Bravely Default, but that was like the mobile game. And like you, like in your party, it's like you, a warrior, a secretary, and a maid. It's like that's your adventuring party. Oh, I know you're like, I mean. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity, I must say your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch. And I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. I mean, he's right. He was smart. Master Alphinaud's new organization. Yes, I had heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must need receive my full attention. Okalali. Eh? Who the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on the dandy Carl Vane's door. She's black, no. A precursor of a United Eosin Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at the Neldik and Vilmillies must keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be what the fuck is this word? Trapping hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Well, if it ain't Tally, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough, or daft enough, to seek the shortcut to Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Royal yet, don't you? Formerly of the Company of Heroes? 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. Aye, it ain't often I drag me arse out of Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Sounds like a right lock, it does. Alrighty, lass, count me in. The heroes may have been gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. You have such a way with words. What's he saying? I hope it's something stupid. Oh, do we never know what he says? Oh. Okay, and I am back here. Yep. Ali, your recruiting went well, I trust. I am curious to see how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lomensa. Ah, a member of the legendary company of heroes has indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. You could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents required per approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nafika's altar. No, I think I can go a little longer. Yeah, I can go a little longer, I think. My audience with the Elder Seedseer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more seek the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well potential of candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Ding 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 ding. Hello, Journey. Hello, mother dear. To the amphitheater. Oh God, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular person at Buscarin's. Like, wow, I could be a real... Like, I mean, I do remember you. It's like, you don't remember me? It's like, it's like, you don't remember me? No. It's like, you over part of my life for a good while, and you don't know who I am? I'm sorry, homie, you... Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers have not more to do with me. This may be the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. No, Journey. At this point, it just stays there. I can get it for you tomorrow, but it stays there. And it's right there. Talk about serendipitous luck. It is literally at your feet. The ball's literally at your feet. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Allie, isn't it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then. But look how far you've come. Mother Minoway tells me 'twas you who felt the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of the new order. Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would much be relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventure career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Il Sadarte safely home. Sadarte? My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed, do you think, to prevent me from... Well, mayhaps I'll rest for just a short while. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scanty years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Yeah. Remember, if you're pooping on the toilet at 11:59, once the clock strikes midnight, it'll be same shit, different day. Until we meet again. Oh, that's funny. Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise. But its duties appear far less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such a time your organization is more organized. There's a whole game about it. Oh, she's a cutie. What news, Ali? For my part, the elder seed seal is more amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike to Uldar whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Ul'dah, the Gilded City, where one's fortune defies one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that it's a final leg, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Ali. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Aye, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoiding getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicates' money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Conniving ne'er-do-well? Really? In another world, in another world, we're quite close. Of course she wouldn't. I'm sorry. You wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner for propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, miss. Yeah, recruit me? Is this some way of hitting? Like, are you hitting on me? What? No. I want to recruit you. Are you hitting on me? What? No. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson, of the Church of Saint Adama... of the Church of the Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion... Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. Wait, you're that lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you didn't? I'd probably be dead. And a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make myself more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions. And you say it will take me all to all corners of the realm. That sounds exactly what kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not in the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I know is out there. I thought his name was Cornbread and he was immediately going to be awesome. Pamela Cornbread Rival. How fare you, Ali? What hidden gems did the streets of Uldar offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamigan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are more to those. But there are those who have risen to the challenge, nonetheless. And the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories of you yourself has won. Thank you, Ali. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessing. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secured. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust. One success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone of our united Eorzea.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation. Yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
time to sleep. Get that bird out of the... Like, why is that bird in the bar? That's unsanitary. Get it out. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Ali. I am certain the Antidescent will be relieved to see you freed for other duties. Heretical harassment. Hey, looking back. Alright, that is next time on Dragon Ball. Yeah, just like that. Well done, Tally. Actually, there is one other. I think I do. No, I don't know if have I? No, I don't think I've sent you on anything. I haven't bought anything for you. Your storage and selling stuff. So let's get that put up. I doubt this material is good. Yeah, it's probably not going to go for anything, so it'll probably just be a quick dump. At this point, it feels like it makes more sense to not spin the tones, just because it's like, there's nothing I can do with it now. Yeah, there's nothing I can do with it, so. Alright. Now we'll deal with this next time on Dragon Ball. Yeah. Alright.